So if you remember, about a month or so ago, I said that I was working on a vlogger training course. Now the course did take a little bit longer to finish than originally anticipated, but that's fine, because if you can take a little bit of extra time to make something a bit better, it can be worth it, especially for something like a course. Hopefully the audio is alright. It's a little windy, but we got the micro muff, so it should be alright. Now, I had a scare where I thought I lost all my footage. And okay, let's start in the beginning. Now, the way I edit my videos is I keep the footage on my computer and I edit it, and then when I'm done, I put it onto a hard drive. That way I don't have to have hard drives plugged into my computer while I'm editing. Now, my computer has 2 hard drives inside. It has a solid state drive, which is about 128 gigs, and it's a solid state drive, so it's much faster, but it's much more expensive, that type of hard drive. And then I have a spinning hard drive inside my computer, which is a terabyte, but that one it's a bit slower than a solid state drive, but it's good for if you need to have lots of files. Now, I keep my programs and softwares on the solid state because it's much faster, of course, and then files and video clips and stuff on the other one. Now, as I mentioned, this course is about 300 gigs. So I have 300 gigs of footage, and I don't just have that on my computer. I have working on projects for other people and all types of stuff. Since this course is it's not just an edit in one day and put it up. Every couple days I back everything that I've recently filmed on the project onto my external hard drive. But the other night I was in the middle of backing it up, and then the power went out, and then I'm not sure if it was the power or what exactly caused the issue, but all of a sudden my hard drive on my computer, that's a terabyte, said it was empty. Just all the files and everything said they were just gone. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what's going on? Is it because the power kept going on and off, or like, did I do something wrong, or like, what's going on? Kind of freaking out. Thankfully, most of everything was backed up onto the hard drive, but there was still some files that didn't get a chance to back up over. So when I started researching, looking around the internet, like all the files on my PC just disappeared. And in the past few days, there's been a bunch of people posting videos and posts that Microsoft, they released an update that was like deleting people's files, and it wasn't an update that you had a choice, it just automatically did the update. So I'm like, oh no, like I hope I'm able to get my files back, because it's gonna take much longer if I have to go refilm some of the stuff. Plus, that's just a pain. If I've already filmed it, I don't want to have to go film it again. So looking around, seeing if there's a solution. People said sometimes it just get moved to a different folder, but I'm looking all around, and I was a bit worried, because that was not only like projects that I'm working on just for myself that I'm doing, but footage of other people and stuff, so it would have been a big pain if I would have lost all that footage. Looking around, and then I'm looking for softwares that can recover from like a hard drive, recover files, and I found this one called Recovery Pro by Paratologic, and it had good reviews, so I downloaded the software, hope that this works, and it basically scanned my hard drive, and it said there was a bunch of files that are recoverable. Now it was $50 to get it, but I'm like, if it's able to recover my files, those $50, it's totally worth it. So pay the money, it scans my hard drive, and somehow I plugged in another external hard drive to back everything that it recovered up to that one, and it managed to recover 2 terabytes of files. 2 terabytes of footage off of a 1 terabyte hard drive. I have no idea how that makes sense. That makes 0 sense, but somehow it did it. It recovered all the stuff that I lost, and then videos that I had done in the past, because once I'm done with it and I back it up, then I delete it off my computer. Somehow this software managed to recover all these files, and I'm like, this is a lifesaver, this is crazy. So I was able to get everything that I lost and just get back to working on the course. So that was like a few day delay, but from my experience, Paratologic works pretty good. That's the type of software you hope to never need to use, but it's cool that there's softwares and like people who develop things like that for if you end up in some situation like this. So that was a huge lifesaver. And this just brings me to the point of how it is so important to back up your stuff onto like an external hard drive or whatever type of backup storage you do. Because if you just have everything on your computer, like if something goes wrong with your computer, you don't want to lose all that stuff. It's not like I'm just doing videos for myself, but if you get paid to do videos for somebody else, then it's even more important to back up your stuff, your files and stuff. Because if you do like a paid gig or something, let's say, and you record a bunch, and then you're like, yeah, my computer had a problem, I lost all the footage that we filmed. Like, you think we could film it again? They're probably not gonna hire you again in the future. So, you know, it was a bit scary, but you just, instead of freaking out, just be like, oh my gosh, all my files are gone, I don't know what to do, You just look around, try to find a solution. More often than not, you can find some type of solution. And yeah, back to working on the course, and I'm really glad that software worked. And yes, I did get a nice buzz. When I was much younger, whenever I got a haircut, I always got a buzz. It's just so nice and simple. Then when I was older, I was like starting to worry about like, oh, you gotta have like a nice haircut. This is so nice and simple. Low maintenance, definitely. I was just standing here, looking around, seeing where might be a good spot to take a picture. And I noticed there is this little gray ball in this right over here, and it is a fishing weight. So it's like a little weight that you put on your fishing line. Somebody must have dropped it, and then it ended up over here. What's crazy is how heavy this is for how tiny it is. That's a cool find. It's always cool finding little things. And this is, you know, always keep an eye out. Instead of just, I always try to just like be looking around, inspecting every little spot, because especially when you're somewhere maybe on rocks or anywhere, you may, if you're always like inspecting, looking around, you may like spot something that maybe somebody dropped or just washed up from the ocean or anything. Alright everyone, well that's just a wrap for this quick video, and the quote, which is just the idea that kind of relates to the experience of nearly losing all my footage, is that whenever, like, even though that would have been a big pain if I lost all my footage, I just try to remember that even though that seems like a big inconvenience, or like that's kind of a pain to lose all the files and stuff, there's somebody else dealing with something much like that just makes losing your footage seem like nothing. There's people dealing with much greater problems and losing way more and have lost way more than some files. So even if I were to have lost all the files, for me to be like, that is just the worst thing ever has happened to me, is like totally ridiculous, because somebody else out there is dealing with something way crazier, way worse than losing some files. That's it for today's video. Now it is time to eat a papaya. I don't even know where you would buy a pumpkin around here. Everyone, you guys know Halloween's coming up soon, so happy Halloween, but it's in a little bit. Remember to keep always doing awesome stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Bang!